Hello everyone, myself Dr. M. Sumitra. Now I discuss about the adsorbent and application of adsorbent in chromatography. In my presentation, I have covered the introduction about adsorbent, principle, types of adsorbent, factors affecting the adsorption process, and applications. So first we move on to the what do you mean by adsorption? Adsorption is a mass transfer process, that is sorbation of gases or solutes by solid or liquid surfaces. The adsorption on the solid surface is that the molecules or atoms on the solid surface have residual surface energy due to the unbalanced process. So from the definitions we are getting the adsorption is a surface phenomena. So the molecules are adsorbed at the surface of adsorbent. The adsorption process, also defined as addition of atoms, ions, or molecules from a gas, liquid, or dissolved solid to a surface. So, in that method, adsorbate means in a substance in which is adsorbed on the surface. So, next we discuss about the difference between the absorption and adsorption. So, as per the definition, absorption is the process of taking or assimilating the substance into a surface, like cell or across the tissues by the process of diffusion or osmosis. But if you are taking the adsorption, is a process of addition of molecules of liquid or gases onto the surface of a solid surface. So in that absorption process will be coming under the bulk phenomena, but adsorption is a surface phenomena. So in case of principle, the absorption is the substance get absorbed into a absorbent due to the availability of space and the nature of the particle. But adsorption, the substance get adsorbed onto the surface of an adsorbent because the adsorbent has vacant spaces and stimulate the addition of particles onto the spaces. So during that process, absorption will be the endothermic process, but adsorption is the exothermic process. And also the absorption process will be not depend upon the temperature, but if you are taking the adsorption is depend on the temperature phenomena. So coming to the next one, concentration. The concentration of absorbate in the absorbent is uniform after absorption process. But in case of adsorption, the adsorbate is more concentrated on the surface than the other parts of the adsorbent. So, in case of separation parameters, the absorbed materials can be separated into different spaces based on the chemical interaction with the bases. But in case of adsorption process, the adsorbed materials can be separated by passing new substance through the surface of the adsorbent, which replaces the previously adsorbed material. So next, this is the simple diagram which explain the difference between adsorption and absorption. So if you are checking the adsorption part, the molecules are adsorbed at the surface of the interface. But in case of absorption process, the molecules are completely penetrate into the your surfaces and it will be completely it will be entered into the inner layer of your absorbent. So from this diagram we can easily understood the adsorption and the absorption process. So next will be the adsorbent. Adsorbent is a material it is used to doing the adsorption process. So the examples are activated alumina, charcoal, starch, inulin. These are all the examples for adsorbent substance. The adsorbent substance also classified into three types according to the efficiency. That is the first one is weak adsorbent. For weak adsorbent, the examples are sucrose, starch, inulin, talc. The next type is medium adsorbents. The magnesium oxide, magnesium carbonate, calcium phosphate will be the example for medium adsorbent. The other type is strong adsorbents. The activated alumina, activated silica, activated charcoal, and fuller's earth. These are all the substance coming under the strong adsorbents. The activated alumina, activated silica, these are all will be how they prepared mean the aluminum oxide will be completely dried by using the oven. Then the water molecules present in the aluminum oxide will be removed and the aluminum oxide will be converted to activated alumina. So compared to your aluminum oxide, the activated alumina will be having more adsorbent property. So same like we can able to prepare the silica as a silicon dioxide and charcoal and it will be converted to activated charcoal. So next we move on to the requirement of ideal adsorbent substance. So if you are taking any substance, if you want to use the adsorbent mean it complies the following parameters. The adsorbent particle should have uniform size. Generally, they are using 60 to 200 micron particle size of adsorbent for chromatographic separations. And also, the adsorbent substance should have high mechanical stability. And also, the substance should not react with the solute molecules and it should not be insoluble in the solvents or mobile phases and it should be colorless one and it should be allow free flow of mobile phases and it should be used for wide variety of components. So next thing will be how to select the adsorbent substance. So during the selection we consider the following parameters. So the first one is how much quantity of impurities present. That is, if a small quantity of impurity only present in your substance mean, we can select the weak adsorbent. So next one thing will be the number of components. If you have few number of components only present in the sample mean, you should select the weak adsorbent. If your larger number of components will be present mean, you select the strong adsorbents. The next parameter is affinity difference between the components. The affinity between the component is more mean use weak adsorbent. If your affinity difference is very less mean use the strong adsorbents. The last parameter is length of the column. If you are using the longer length of column, you can select the weak adsorbent. If you are shorter length of column, you should select the strong adsorbent. Let us see the application of adsorbents. The adsorbent process and adsorbent particularly involved in the chromatographic technique and also it will be used for the following things. The first one is air pollution mask. that is, the consist of silica gel or activated charcoal powder. When a dust or smoke are passed through them, these particles get adsorbed on the surface of these materials. The second application is the separation of mobile gases by Dover's flash process. A mixture of noble gases of neon, argon, krypton is passed through a flask in presence of heated coconut charcoal. The argon and the krypton get adsorbed and living in the neon. And also the next one is purification of water. By the addition of alum stone to the water, the impurities get adsorbed on the alum and the water get purified. The next one is removal of moisture and humidity. So, if you are collecting the new water can or water bottle inside small packets they kept, the packet will be containing the silica gel only. So, the silica gel packet will be absorb the water molecules from the atmosphere. So, the water can or bottle will be not the fungus or any mold, it will be not presented. So that reason only they kept the silica gel packets in the water can. So same process they used to remove the moisture in the air is, and also any water molecules present in the atmosphere also removed by the silica gel packets. And the important application of this adsorbent is the adsorbent is used in the adsorption chromatography. So, if you are taking the column chromatography, HPLC, HPTLC, the adsorbent only plays a important role. It can be used to separate the your active molecules from the samples. And also the another application is the adsorbent used in the ion exchange methods. In that, the removing of hardness of water, calcium and magnesium from the your substance, it can be removed by using the ion exchange adsorbent process. So in my presentation I have referred from this textbook. Thank you.